So plugins.
Okay, so so first you log in. Login's going to bring you to the dashboard. And then from this left-hand menu, you're going to scroll down until you get to this bulk piece. And what that's going to do is it's going to let you drag and drop pictures here and choose which category they go into. So right now we've got whatever categories are here. I was on the Joygasm site. Hold on. Your site. I could do it on mine, and then I don't have to take them off of your site. So what I have is I just have a folder on my computer that I upload all of my inspiration photos to. It's called Inspiration, and I just grab the photos from there. So whatever those may be. I'm going to grab some of the meme ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a good example. We'll just pop them in there. So then you can see the photos upload, and then I can choose which category to put them into. So those are under the, those would be under like self-love. I'd probably put them under the inspiration category, but then you just hit save changes and they'll go in, and you can see, you can put them under multiple categories.
Cool.
Yeah, and then,
wow.
And then what happens is that they go in as soon as those are done uploading. I think this one's done, looks like, I think. As soon as that's done, they're gonna go in as posts. And then if you can see right here, there's this big white chunk, and then there's these 3 white chunks under below. So those are gonna be filled with those pictures. So once the pictures are uploaded, they're gonna go boop, 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 right in there. And then we can create these so that they're as many and as wide as we want. So the market theme, for example, has got this like 1 wide one across the top, and then 1, 2, 3, right? And then 3 as well, and then 2, and then 2 and a piece of text, and then 3.
Yeah.
Right? So we can create that kind of layout using, and you can see how this one's got this is a title. So you've got the title in there. Here you've got the side information. And here you don't have anything. It's just pictures, right? So when we go in and we're editing these are called post grids. It's right here. So on any page that you are, on any page, let's see, there goes my pictures. So now my pictures are uploaded. 1, 2, 3, uploaded. Oh.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna put 1 in here. That's like an altergasm. And the other thing that you need to know is if you want to change or add categories, on the left there, we've got posts. So all of these images are going to go in as posts, and this image is going to get set as the featured image, which means it'll show up automatically in that space. And the only thing we want to make sure is that the categories are accurate. So right now we've got testimonials, template blogs, like there's just some standard ones in there. If you want to delete them, you just hit delete. So for example, I'm going to delete templates, and you can see how many posts you have in each category as well.
Cool.
Yeah, and testimonials is good to leave because you can like leave stories in there or whatever. But let's say we've got I-gasm. Is that how you want to spell it, or you want to spell it with a space in the middle?
No, like that. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so then you can also customize. So the slug is like this piece. So you see the dailygasm / whatever. So if you want to send people to the love section, the dailygasm / love, the dailygasm / I. So you can make this either I, or automatically it'll make it I-gasm. That's what it would automatically make it. So you can change it and just make it I if you want, so that when you're typing it to people or like typing it, it's easier. So then we just add a new category. Forgive my truck. So then you can see it's there. So now we've got lovegasm. I'm gonna make that just love. So you can see how that's done, right? It's really simple once you know what you're doing. So I'm gonna let you go in and choose what categories you want to add, and I'll make sure that you get this video so that you can know how to do that. Does that sound good?
Yes, awesome.
Awesome. Okay, so then we can go in here and say this first picture Okay, so then this page, this is a page within the site. So to get to those pages, you won't, once we've got it set up, you won't really need to edit this, but I'm just going to show you how so that you can make changes right now. So this page is called Dailygasm Home. And to go in and edit it so that it looks like this, all you need to do is click Edit with Thrive Content Builder. And then it'll open up and it'll look like this. So this is the main area of the Thrive Content Builder. I know you've already looked at this from the other video, but I'm just going to go over it in reference to this so that you have an idea and specifically show you how the post grid works, because that's the one that we're going to use the most in this section. So you can see we've got all these options. You can put any amount of text or images in there. And again, there's another video that goes over how to do all of that. But what we're talking about is post grid. So we just select and click it in, and then from there we can click and customize it. Okay. You also get to that editing place by just clicking on it and clicking Edit Grid. So now we've got layout. So what do we want to put in here? Well, this one, we want it to look like the very top header here, which is really, I mean, this one has a text over it, and we can talk about how we can do that in a different way. But for now, I think the other one we were looking at just had a picture. So I want to do that for this moment. So that would be just featured image. If we wanted to add the title or the text, we could do that. Or if we wanted to add a read more link, we just click the button and then it'll do that. If we do want to add, I'll show you how to do that just down below. We can rearrange things if we want, but for this one, we just want that one. We just want one post because it's going to be at the beginning. The start allows you to choose like from the posts in that category. Is it the first one, second one, third one? And you can also order by how recently they were updated, who put them in. So you can have like Elena's Gasms or Petra's Gasms or other contributors. Or you can sort it by, yeah, or you can sort it by like how many people have commented on it or a totally random one. And then based on like sending would be like most liked to least liked, or you can do like least liked to most liked, which would be ascending. And then you can say only show stuff that's more than like 4 days or like younger than 4 days old. Right now we're going to leave that as 0, which means it'll show everything. Okay.
Okay.
So next one, categories. So this is really important for you. This is love gasm. Right. And if you just start typing it, hold on. So normally if you start typing it, it'll just pop up and show you like that. But because we just added those categories, it hasn't shown up yet. I need to reload this whole page, like save this, save the page, and then reload the whole page for it to show up. But because I know how it's spelled, I can just save it and click there. So we're going to save the changes and we're going to reload it. And if everything works properly, then it'll be in that space. So right now it says no results, there's nothing in that category. Oh, and we've still got that, which means that we basically haven't taken that post and put it in the right category. You can see there's still 0 count here. So this is our image, I think. Let's double check. So I'm going to quick edit, and we're going to put it in the love gasm category. See how I did that? So it's just quick edit, and then you can add it to as many categories as you want. So I actually think that particular picture is more of an eye gasm than a love gasm. And let's just preview it to make sure that it's the right one. Yes, it is. And we also want to, we want to give it a name because that's a pretty crappy name. I'm going to call it the altar of candles, sure. And we also want to change it to published. Right now it's just a draft. Now, I just want to show you quickly because this is how you would do it for a group of images. You can also do it one at a time and make changes through this edit button. You won't use that so much because we're using Thrive, but if you want to change this, like what this looks like, you can go in there and we just want to call it altar right now. So that it's really easy to send people there. You know, that's an example. If you've got something that you often, you're like, oh, sweetheart, like, I'm so sorry that you're feeling sad. Here, let me send you a gasm. And then you can just like have a link that you copy and paste or that you remember because you know it's the perfect one for that moment. And then we can also, so you can change whether it's published here, you can change, you can trash it. And you can also choose what kind it is. Like there's audio, pictures, images, quotes, and videos. So you can have like a quote-gasm, which is like a quote that's really amazing, or a video that's really amazing. So you have all those options. And then again, here you can change which category it's in. So I don't want it in the uncategorized category. I just want it in the iGasm category. And you can also add new ones, and you can also add tags. So we can sort these posts. Where do we go? This post grid, we can also sort it by tags. I will show you shortly when it loads. So filter settings, we can also put tags. So we could put tags like orgasm or self-love, right? So stuff within.
What do the tags do?
Sorry?
What do the tags do?
They basically give you another way to sort, and it also helps with like SEO. So if you've got like, and you can add more of them, like categories really are used for sorting things within, not that one, sorting things within, where the heck did it go? Sorry. So sorting things within this section. So like these are all from the self-love category, but maybe it's about self-love, but self-love, or maybe it's about like spirituality. But it reminds me of Eckhart Tolle and Oprah and Deepak Chopra, all of those people. And I want to get more like connected to those through search engine. And what you'll end up doing is for each post, you'll just have like an automatic thing that you put into that tag section. Does that make sense?
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So you could go in and say, where do we go? 1 second. Yeah, so you could have like a list of tags that you put in, or you can choose from the most used tags, right? So you can say, I want this to be about enlightenment, authenticity, empowerment, emotional, inner critic, whatever, right? So it just gives you another way of searching. And then a year from now, you're going to be like, well, I want to make a new category called like enlightenment-gasm. And then you can just tag in the enlightenment-gasm, and you've already built this framework, but it gives you a really like a new way to put a spin on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to do this, but it does help with SEO, and it does help with just creating it. And this is the featured image. So this is the image that's in there, and this has been generated automatically. Normally you would have to click in and upload the image. Like you'd have to make the post, like create new post, give it a name, change the thing, give it a category. Whereas this plugin, wherever it went, here just lets you drag and drop and then choose a category for all of them, right? So you would be like, okay, these are all iGasms. You'd upload all of them, click them into iGasm, press go, and then you just have to go in and set them as like scheduled, or set them as, sorry, my brain. You just have to go in and publish them and make sure the category is the right one. You don't even have to do that. The category should be the right one. Yeah. And
oh my God. And you can schedule posts. Like, is there a limit to how many you can schedule?
No, you could, I mean, what's going to happen is you can put them in. If you publish them, then they're going to be published right then at that moment. But what you can also do is you can say, well, actually, I don't want this one to go out till the 13th at 11:11 because I freaking love when stuff shows up at 11:11, right? And then you can schedule it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so you can see how these are posts that are already in the site, and this is just from a previous client. I'll go in and delete them. But then here we should be able to now go in and set it up for lovegasm. No, it's an iGasm, right? That picture that we put in. Cross our fingers. No. Okay, why not? So when you're making changes to this page, and it's good that I'm doing it the wrong way first so you can see it. If you save changes, it'll save and you'll be able to see them on the front end of the page. But all of the technical backend stuff like doesn't talk to the rest of the system until you reload the page. So you can do that just by clicking the reload. And then let's try that again.
Okay.
Let's try that again. So again, we're going in to edit that. We're going to go filter. And if we type I and just wait a minute, it should pop in for us. Come on, baby. one second. And okay, so
Okay.
we went in, I fixed some things. Basically, I had scheduled it for the future, so then it wasn't showing up because it wasn't there yet. So now we go eyegasm. Just wait a minute, take a deep breath, have a gasm, eyegasm. There we go. Now we hit save. Dun, da, 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 da.
Awesome.
Yeah. So now if they click on that, they're going to end up over here with these little images. They're like, oh, I want to see that closer because this one's really big, but other ones are going to be much smaller, right? So maybe they want to like get in there and see what's happening in the corner of that picture or whatever it might be. So then they're going to have this, they're going to have the text, they're going to see who it's by and the date, and then they're going to also have this poem or whatever it may be that is there, and then they'll see who posted this, and I'll get it set up so that I'm going to change it so it doesn't say each design, and you could also put a bio in here. So for me, I would have like, this is, you know, Elena's blah 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 blah. I have got a little bio. I'll put it in there. Petra, send me your bio, and I'll put it in there for you too, right?
Cool.
Yeah. And then, okay. So that's one. I'm going to get rid of this one, or I'm going to actually move it down because maybe we do want some articles in there, but we want them a little bit later, right? Maybe we just want one article. I think one article is not too overwhelming. So we can leave the featured image and the title and the text and the summary, right? Because this is a summary, this little piece over here. And we're going to make it horizontal so that the image are always, so it says for vertical grids, the images will always be displayed on the left part of the post. Change it to vertical. We're going to go to, so it's a post, and we're going to make it just one post, right? And we're going to make it from, this is right now, it's pulling from, if you don't put a category in it, it'll pull from everywhere. I'm going to take these tags out. Actually, I'm going to leave the self-love one in. I honestly don't know what custom taxonomies is. I'd have to Google it. But so you can search by author, or you can put one page. You can say, like, I want the altar, that one about altars, I want that one in there, right? So then you can choose one and make it stay. So you can say, like, I always want that one there.
Nice.
And then number of columns, right now we're going to make it one, and the order, I'm going to show you what both of them look like, okay? So this one doesn't have a picture. Let's fix that. So anytime you're editing, you can always hit preview to see what it looks like, and you can also hit save changes to save it. So this is, you can see this is previewed before we clicked save changes. And you can see how this is displaying 6, but we've only got one photo in there so far. Got it? And then at the bottom, this is hideous right now, but we're going to fix that. So this is the call to action. This is at the bottom of every page, we're going to have a piece that says, "Want to learn how to joygasm," and then they'll be able to, or whatever it is. This again can be customized based on the category that they're in. So the orgasm or love relationships one will be based on love relationships, and the eyegasm ones will be based. I mean, we could sell handbags for fuck's sakes from the bottom of this thing, if they're in, you know, if they're looking at handbags. Cool, right? Okay, so I'm going to reload this because we've now resaved it. So everything should jumble around. There we go. Now we've got this one at the top. We've got these 6 ones down below. And we've got this one. So now we can see we've got the text and we've got the image. And now what happens, this one doesn't have a photo. It's got no photo in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go edit post. And you can get guest writers for this. I think that would be what I really recommend. And we're going to choose the duck picture, because why not? It's a duckgasm. So then now, when we go back over here, that image should display on the left. It's still thinking, it's just loading. So now we've got the picture on the left, and we've got this text on the right. Now let me show you something else cool, because that's just the beginning. So any of these sections, if you're like, ooh, I like this section, I like that section, see this little box in the top left? You can duplicate it. So then you can go in and say, well, I want to see what it looks like if it's a little bit different settings. You're not letting me click. There we go. So edit grid. So right now, I did too many things at once. Oops. Like reloaded the page and clicked on the button at the same time. It's like, what am I supposed to do again? So now we're going to edit the grid. And like I said, we had the option of grid or masonry. And I'm like, I don't actually remember what the difference between those two is. So let's find out. It looks pretty much the same to me. I might change it if it's more than one. Right now we've just got one. But you can go around and play with that. So this is the other one. This is like big picture, little thing at the bottom. You see how that's different? Obviously.
Yeah.
So then maybe we want to go in and you can play with this and set it up however you want, right? Because it's pretty simple. So we've got now 2 columns. Let's see what happens if we do 2 columns. Like that. And again, you could take the text out, you can take the heading out, whatever you want to do. I've still only got 1 showing. Let's get 2 or 3 showing. So I've still only got 1 post showing. So you can see I made a mistake. I was like, number of columns, 2. I forgot to hit save. Now we've got 2 columns with the text below, or we can make 2 columns with the text above. And remember, we were going to see what the grid was, so we can go like this. See what that one looks like. Looks the same. So those are different ways that we can put it in with text and without text. So you should be able to play with that and put it in the order you want. And if you want to put in headings, now we're going to play with the fonts. We're going to change the fonts, but what you can do is you can go in and say, I want it to be heading 1. And then whatever we put in there, no matter what we change the custom font to, it'll automatically update that for us. You can do it manually, but if you're doing a heading, just do it the heading 1, and then it'll show you what you need to do. So these are like some of our, or these are gasms. Right? And then we've got other sections. And one of the things that we can also do, right now we don't have a section, but we can create a page section and put a border behind that. So you can see it's gray. We could make it purple. We can make it pink. We can make it whatever seems like the best color. Or we can put a picture in.
Cool.
So this is just an example. Let's put that one in because it's really pretty. That's not a very good example. It's a bit pixely, but you get the idea, right? So I think that should be everything that you need for the moment. And uploading those posts, again, that's at the very beginning of the video. And I'm going to work on the, oops,